It's the warmest of welcomes to you indeed to the final match day in the East region of the AFC Champions League of 2021, and this contest between Tampines Rovers of Singapore and Chiangrai United of Thailand. The Locomotive Stadium in Tashkent hosting this meeting between the teams that are third and fourth in the group respectively. Nothing can change in Group H today. Jeonbuk Motors are going through as group winners. Gamba Osaka are going to finish in second place. They're playing at the moment, or they will be in a few moments, I should say. Tampines Rovers will take on Chiangrai United in their final fixtures. So what's the point? Well, pride. And there are a few things more important than that. Yes, goals matter, numbers matter, qualification to the next round matters, but what about integrity? What about how you feel you've acquitted yourself in this campaign? That probably matters more than anything else, and as such, this is a huge game. A huge game between two teams who fought a very close contest in the first match. A single goal separated them at full time. Chiangrai United were the victors. But for Tampines Rovers, this has to be their best opportunity to pick up some points in the first time that they have ever played in the AFC Champions League group stage. It's been a learning experience. Let's just start ticking off all of the various football commentary cliches that one is doubtless going to go through when talking about this as a fixture. But it has been a learning experience. I'm sorry to revert to it, but that's what they've been saying. Akbar Nawaz has said of his players that they faced incredibly difficult teams, and they knew it was going to be difficult. They started very strongly. 2-0 defeat to Gamba Osaka, very impressive, massive gulf between those two sides. Then the 1-0 loss to Chiangrai United. Then it all just started to get really tough for poor old Tampines Rovers. 9-0 and 4-0 defeats to Jeonbuk, and an 8-1 thumping at the hands of Gamba Osaka. They did, however, manage to get on the score sheet, Daniel Bennett, but no points so far, just a single goal. For Chiangrai United, it has been a campaign that's seen them play extremely well. They've only lost 2 out of 5 games, and when you consider that they're in a group with Jeonbuk Motors and Gamba Osaka, that is most impressive. They did not get beaten by Gamba in either match. 2 1-all draws, and then they also managed the 1-0 win against Tampines Rovers. If they do manage a win today against the team from Singapore, they will finish a minimum of a single place behind Gamba Osaka. They cannot manage to make it into second position. This then is simply about finishing on your terms. This is about getting a victory in the final game. And I'm sure there are many of you watching on supporting both of these teams who are feeling exactly that you just want to see your side walk away from the East region of the 2021 AFC Champions League with a victory. And you may well. The Silk Road city of Tashkent in Uzbekistan has been hosting this group, along with many other fixtures. And it is the Locomotive Stadium that is the setting for this, the second meeting between these two sides. It is the showpiece competition in Asian club football. It is the Champions League, and it is bigger than ever. And all of that means that it is harder to get out of the group stage than it's ever been. whatever happens, Tampines Rovers and Chiangrai United can know they played their part in an entertaining Group H of the 2021 AFC Champions League. They will absolutely be up for this game. They will be desperate to finish with 3 points. It is time then for the final contest in Group H of the 2021 AFC Champions League for these teams. And a real opportunity, a very realistic opportunity for some success. An opportunity to find the back of the net. An opportunity to finish on a high. An opportunity for the boosting of one's morale. It is Tampines Rovers of Singapore against Chiangrai United of Thailand. Neither side is heading through to the next round, but that is not really what this is about. The Tampines Rovers players are keen to end their inaugural campaign in the Champions League proper with a victory, and they've given a rest to Shazwan Buhari in goal as Zulfairuz Rudi is rewarded for his patience with his first ever AFC Champions League group stage start. Up front, Boris Kapitovic has been terrific in the S-League this season, scoring 12 in 12. He's yet to find the net here in Tashkent. Can he do it today? Mohamed Amirul of Malaysia in charge of the contest. Both teams have changed their goalkeepers today, and it's safe to say that Apirat Warorong has earned a rest. Tornon Anuin has been the first choice in the league, but this is his first start in the Champions League this season. Veteran striker Bill has scored 2 goals so far, and the Brazilian will be well supported by the counter-attacking pace of number 37, Ekened Panya, on the wing. On the bench for Tampines Rovers is 43-year-old footballing legend in Singapore, Daniel Bennett, who scored Tampines Rovers' first ever group stage AFC Champions League goal in the 8-1 defeat to Gamba Osaka. Yet another bit of history made by him. For Chiangrai United, the creativity of Felipe Amorim could be very useful if a deadlock needs to be broken. Pandu Mohana wearing number 6 for Tampines Rovers, the 30-year-old. And there, Boris Kapitovic stands next to Armin Bosniak, 2 Montenegrin players. Kapitovic really has been superb in the league. If only he could take that into this final game today, as the captain Yassir Hanapi some final words to his teammates. Cho Ji-hun from Ulsan, wearing number 8 for Chiangrai United. So just a matter of moments away from the beginning of this one, the final game. It is Tampines Rovers against Chiangrai United, Singapore against Thailand, and that's a driving run early on to win a free kick straight away for the team from Singapore, as we look at Akbar Nawas, coach of the Tampines Rovers squad in this competition. Zehradin Mehmedovic will line it up, the 23-year-old from Serbia, very creative player, very stylish passer of the ball. Ryan Sanizal, wearing number 3, is up from the defence. Kyoga Nakamura, wearing number 8, offers the lateral option. Mark Ryan Tan on the far right flank. Chiangrai United in their change kit. Kalongkorn Tongam, the head coach. And there is the 36-year-old Hosima Amancio, or Bill. Very experienced Brazilian striker who's shown his predatory qualities. Got a penalty in the game against John Book and scored the equaliser in stoppage time against Gamba Osaka. Here's the first chance for Chiangrai United. It's going to be hit over the top from the captain, Pidiwat Sukjit Tamakun, after Bill wasn't able to get anything on the ball. Not a million miles away. Zulfairuz Rudy, playing in his first game of the campaign. He did play in the extra time defeat to Bali United in the playoff round last year, though. Tan. Now foul on Kopidovic. Might happen a fair few times in this game. It's a strong player. Nakamura. Hanapi. Given away by Hanapi to Ekenit Panya. Panya has the captain as the only real option. Pitiwa waiting for some support, instead goes to Cho. Shinavat wearing 36, blocked by Hanapi. All the way back to Soranon Anuin. Ekenit. Tampines Rovers, founded in 1945. They've won the top flight in Singapore 8 times, 5 in its present incarnation, the S-League, the Singaporean Premier League. 3 times cup winners as well. Sivakorn, who scored the goal against Tampines Rovers. That one has gone in the direction of Chiangrai. It will be Sivakorn from Saraburi in the centre of Thailand, quite some distance away from the north where Chiangrai is based as a club in the eponymous province. Just touched on by Tanasic. Flag up. Faizan to Hanapi, asking rather a lot of Armin Bosniak. Oh, he was caught late by Madhu Mohana. The referee will have a firm word, one suspects, with the defender. Tanasak playing in his 21st Champions League game. Oh, that's a good ball to Bill. It's offside anyway. Yeah, certainly was just slightly ahead of Maihaki Kaizan. Going to be a battle between two very experienced players in the form of the 36-year-old Bill and the 37-year-old Kaizan. Poorly given away, really loose play and a chance to hit from distance, and rather wasted by Sivakorn. You might see that a little in this game, players going for the spectacular when they get a rare chance. Nakamura. No foul this time. He's a player who draws free kicks quite frequently with those runs, as he likes to burst through the centre. Advantage play to Ekanit. Still Ekanit Panya. Made 18 appearances in the league this season. Again offside, and just not quite judging those right. Interesting one, that. Back by Sanizal, 19-year-old, really highly regarded young prospect. Joined in 2019 as the youngest first-team player in the Tampines Rovers squad. Mehmedovic opens things up a little bit. Bosniak. Chance for the cross, and it just goes over the top of Kopitovic. Mehmedovic. Tan is another highly regarded, pacey player. Mehmedovic covering a lot of ground, not able to send it back to Mohana, and foul by Erwin Shah. But a more promising little spell there with the ball for Tampines Rovers. It's a great bit of running, and Sivakorn almost managed to dart into the area. playing in his 15th game in the AFC Champions League. Sivakorn scored against Beijing Goan last year, and so as mentioned before, that goal against Tampines. Cleared at the near post and doubly hooked away is Mehmedovic. Inez Sosa wears number 5 for Chiangrai United. Gets it back from Surya Singmui. Cho. Cushioned by Mahana to Mark Tan. Kyoga Nakamura. He really did play superbly for Albirex Niigata. It's Singapore incarnation. Superb spell, some really fine goals, some spectacular ones too, leading to his being signed by Tampines. Cho. Sivakorn. To unlock things for Ekanit. Tempted, overly tempted perhaps, Cho Ji-hun. Was that necessary to blast from there? Were there better opportunities to keep the attack moving? It's not the first time that a Chiangrai United player has really felt the compulsion to hammer one from outside the area. Of course, invariably, the more I suggest that they might be wasting chances, the more likely it is that the next time they do it, they'll blast one in off the crossbar from about 30 yards. Again, it's not a strong delivery. Another chance for Ekanit. Captain pulls it back. And there's Sosa, everyone wanting a go. Tanasak. And then thumped clear, not to any great distance, by Kyoga Nakamura. Bill just takes a touch off Baihaki Kaizan, player who's played over 140 games for the national team, just a few caps behind his teammate Daniel Bennett on the bench today. More pressure being put on by Chiangrai United. Oh, Tanasak. It looked as though he'd flicked it in. It would have been his first ever goal in the AFC Champions League too. It was a good jump as well. Actually took a touch off Sanizal. I think they may have gotten away with one there, the Tampines Rovers players, because it seemed to come off Sanizal. Madhu Mohana. It's not a bad idea just to try and play it long to Kapitovic, who's such a strong player. Though he's going to come up against real physical strength in Brunner Sosa, so it could be 6 of one, half dozen of another. Petiwat sends it to Wasan Homsen. Bill leaves it for Ekanet. They really are in the mood for the spectacular today, Chiangrai United. Really wasn't that close. Foul on Mark Ryan Tan by Surya Singh-Mui. Tan, the son of Stephen Tan, Super Steve as they used to call him, the original Singapore super sub. His dad actually was the head coach of Tampines Rovers about a decade or so ago. He is a real student of the game, Mark Ryan Tan. He loves to watch players very analytically. He studies in particular Raheem Sterling and Alexis Sanchez as much as he possibly can. A lot of people are studying Raheem Sterling at the moment. And Tan will doubtlessly be studying him on Sunday as England take on Italy in the final of the European Championships. Kyoga Nakamura. Mohana. Held up well by Kapitovic. Tan. Tampines, a region in the east of Singapore. It is the regional centre for the east region of the country. It used to be covered in forests and swamps with ironwood trees growing everywhere, or Tampines as they are called in Malay. Hence how we've arrived at Tampines, which actually is the name of the river Sungai Tampines, which, as you would imagine, took its name from the trees that grew alongside it. Just about recovered by Mehmedovic. And Chiangrai, the largest city of Chiangrai province in the north of Thailand, bordering Myanmar and Laos. A city of just under 250,000. It is the largest major northern city in the country, founded in 1262. Very different from the history of Tampines, which is modern as a settlement. But they both are based around, as so many major settlements are, the prevalence of a nearby river. Bosniak, player who joined this season. Surya, and he was trying to keep an eye on Mark Ryan Tan and nearly got into a bit of a pickle, but no harm done. Player who joined in 2017 from Police Tero. Still waiting for his next and 100th appearance in the league. The man in possession now, Tanasak Sisai, also has had a couple of spells at Police Terror, team that lost in the first ever AFC Champions League final in its new format. Chinavat. Cho. Stolen back well by Kapitovic. A quieter, gentler feel now to the contest than in the first 10 minutes or so. Well, whilst this game is going on, we also have the game between Jeonbuk and Gamba Osaka. This will be kept in by Bosniak ahead of Wasan. It's Sivakorn to pick it up and play it back to Wasan Homsen. Jeonbuk, goal up against Gamba. But none of the games will have a bearing ultimately on the final standings in the group. Alonkorn Tongam, though, has been very clear about the desire to beat the points tally from 2020, their debut AFC Champions League campaign. Chiangrai United were bottom of the group there with 5 points, and currently are on 5 points as things stand. Played on by Surya to Pidiwat, who's again offside. Mohana Nakamura, quick with his feet and able to turn his way out of a difficult situation. Once again, Chiangrai United attack with Cho. Well dispossessed. Poked to Kapitovic. He's done well, Kapitovic, and will probably hit it, and it's a first real test for Soron Anuin, but it wasn't a cross-examination. Not anything that could be considered a really clean strike, nor an enormously clean save. Pidiwat, another of the former police terror players, and another of the players who really didn't establish himself until coming to Chiangrai United, where he's become an absolute fixture and a real backbone of the side. Another thump from Cho. th game for Cho in the AFC Champions League over the years. He is yet to score. Kamura. Hanapi moves it on fast. Cross goes towards Tan at the back post, headed behind in the end. Safety first from Surya Singhui. He did his AFC Champions League debut back in 2014 for Muangthong United against Hanoi. Yasir Hanapi to take the corner kick. Just pings slightly away from Kaizan. Looked for a moment as though it might actually run to him. Medvedovic gets beyond Bill. Like he was thinking about a cross from deep, instead forced to go back to Kaizan. But one often gets the feeling from watching Tampines Rovers that if the creative and decisive ball is going to come from anyone, it will be Medvedovic. Although that said, it's been nodded down to Kapitovic, blocked well. Useful from Tan. Kapitovic has Mahana far forwards in a crossing position. Reprieve here, Bosniak gifted the ball by Wasan. Nobody able to find quality in a dangerous position at all. Coming up the last 15 minutes of the first half. Very little in the way of evident and obvious chances for either side. Perhaps both keen to not allow the prospects of victory to slip away from them early on. Reluctant to put themselves into a position where they have to chase the game needlessly. Ekanit with the corner kick. Gathered without any pressure by Zulfairuz Rudi. Joined the club in 2019, the 27-year-old. Only played once in the league this season, 5 minutes as a substitute in the win against Balestier in May. So a very fine chance for him, having come in for Shazwan Buhari. Zehruddin Mehmedovic, Boris Kapitovic, Armin Bosniak, crosses towards Kapitovic, goalkeeper sends it away. Mohana could have been a danger there too. Player from Konkan province, 700 kilometres or so to the southeast of Chiangrai. Shares a border with Laos, but has a border with Cambodia rather than Myanmar. Nakamura. And in the end, back to Rudy from Kaizen. Kaizen, one of the players in the Tampines Rovers team that has enjoyed international success at multi-sport games. SEA Games bronze medalist in 2007, 3 times the winner of the AFF Suzuki Cup. He's played for 13 clubs across several countries. Kanasak Seaside, Medovic forcing him to go back to Soronon. Strong in the air, Madhu Mohana, and it's loose to Surya. The captain's coming forward to make a run, and that was massively overhit with Pitiwat in a decent position. Yeah, some of these players no strangers to meeting in multi-sport games competition, especially the Southeast Asian Games. You have players like Pitiwat for Chiangrai, who won the SEA Games gold in 2017. Bruno Sosa fouled by Yasir Hanapi. Talking about the number 5 for Tampines Rovers just a moment ago, Aihaki Kaizen as being well travelled. Well, Bruno Sosa, 4 more clubs than his opposite number. Chiangrai being his 17th. Playing deep, Bill. Pitiwat. Tan not able to control. Ekanit shooting opportunity perhaps, and not a bad one. Should he have done better with that, perhaps? At least forced Sorfado's Rudy to make a save. Nakamura. Nadu Mohana. Shah, 32-year-old, versatile in a full-back position or playing in a more advanced wing position. He was hopeful of a foul, the captain, Messi Hanapi. Kaizan. Nakamura. I just get the sense with Tampines that the enormity of the challenge, the fatigue has really started to hit them after those first couple of games. So competitive against Chiangrai, not overawed in the opening match against Gamba, and then once that 9-0 defeat had been inflicted upon them by John Book, it all just felt as though they'd been winded somewhat. That's lovely from Ekanit. Just getting there, it's Sivakorn, but didn't have anything like the power he needed. Mehmedovic, aimless, unlike him, reliable and creative in the league. Does get the odd goal here and there too, one in every 10. Sivakorn goes out to Surya. Pitawat. Just over 5 minutes remain in the first half, plus whatever stoppages there are to be. Probably not too many. Sivakorn back to Ekanit. Pitawat thinks about the cross. It has to be cut out because Surya was in a potentially problematic position, and Bayhaki Kaizan not done his job. Player who's played over 400 appearances for the various clubs he's represented in his career. Better corner, but still the same outcome. Pitawat blocked by Sanizal. Bill keeps it in play. Cho. And behind by Kaizan. Sivakon, Tiantrakun. Plays it short to Cho. Sivakorn's cross is flicked almost beyond the reach of Zulfairo's Rudy. But he was agile and alert to that. Did it even get a touch? Ekanit has been handed the ball by Medovic. No foul. Madun Mahana, chance to bring it forwards. It seems that both sides are reasonably happy to get to half-time scoreless without overcomplicating things and potentially compromising themselves in these last few minutes. Nonetheless, here's Petiwat. Restarted by Sudhir Singh. Bill. Here was the cross that I don't think actually was touched by Tanasak Sisai. Yet another corner, big jump, yielding no success. Both Bill and Brunner Sosa are obvious targets for Chiangrai United from set pieces. He has got a few goals in the league this season, Brunner Sosa, nothing in the Champions League yet. Given away. Bill wanting the penalty kick and getting it. A handball by Bayhaki Kaizan. And that has given a splendid chance at Chiangrai United just before half-time. Referee Mohammed Amirul very clear, and yes, Kaizan does reach out with his arm. Just take another look at it. It's a decision made easy for the referee. Can Zulfairo's Rudy do what is so difficult to do, which is to stop Bill scoring from the penalty spot? He's a very calm penalty taker, the 36-year-old. He scored a penalty in the last game against John Book. Now to give Chiangrai the lead. It is the journeyman striker, Bill, and it's saved by Zulfairo's Rudy, the backup goalkeeper, with an excellent stop. In his Champions League group stage debut. It's a weak penalty. It would be churlish to say anything other than that, but nonetheless it's a fine save from Rudy. And it really rather sums up the first half in terms of attacking quality. Goalkeepers quite rightly often feel they're never given the credit they deserve for stopping penalty kicks. Poor penalty or not, it was well saved by the 27-year-old. And it keeps Tampines Rovers alive going into the second half. Would have been a tough goal to take, considering they've dominated possession. And they've had some decent opportunities in this first half, with Surya Singmui down. Referee stops play. And we look back at Bill's missed penalty stopped by Zulfairu Zarudi. He did rather telegraph his intentions, the 36-year-old. One half-decent chance for Boris Kapitovic. He's now on a yellow card. Followed by Ryan Sanizal. So we reach the end of the first half here of the Locomotive Stadium in Tashkent. Tampines Rovers are still level as a result of the excellent goalkeeping of Zulfairu Zarudi, who denied the experienced Bill. It was a feat that Bill managed against John Book Motors. He didn't on this occasion. As a result of the missed penalty, it is scoreless at the break. Tampines Rovers 0, Chiangrai United 0. Welcome back to Tashkent and the Locomotive Stadium. The second half shortly to get underway between Tampines Rovers of Singapore and Chiangrai United of Thailand. No score at half-time, courtesy of a fine penalty save from Zulfikar's Rudy after a not-so-fine penalty kick from Bill. One chance for that man there, Boris Kopitovic, but didn't cleanly strike his shot, and it was easily gathered by Soronon Anuin in the Chiangrai United goal. Options like Jonata Betsura for Chiangrai United from the bench, should they wish. Final time that we will see these two teams come back out onto the field of play in the 2021 AFC Champions League, as Chiangrai United seek to end their campaign more strongly than they did a year ago, where they picked up 5 points and were bottom of the group. Well, they will not finish bottom of the group this time. That is not possible. They can and will finish third, and only third. But they could pick up more points than they have ever picked up before. Tampines Rovers yet to earn any points in the 2021 AFC Champions League. They did manage to get one goal in the defeat to Gamba Osaka, where they regrettably conceded 8. The scorer of that goal, Daniel Bennett, on the substitutes bench. So there will be some changes being made. Irfan Najib coming on for Madhu Mohana. And here is the legend of Singapore football, Daniel Bennett, coming on. 43-year-old from Great Yarmouth in Norfolk, moved to Singapore when he was just a couple of years old. His father was the headmaster of United World College of Southeast Asia until 2004. They have a base in Tampines. Referee Mohammed Amirul counts down the seconds. We begin the final half that these two teams will play in the 2021 AFC Champions League. It is Chiangrai United who've just given away possession to Tampines Rovers, who attack the goal to your left and should probably have gone in a goal down at half-time, but Zulfikar's Rudy, the second choice goalkeeper, managed a very fine save from Bill's penalty kick. Seruddin Medovic Plays it short to Irwan Shah. Now, can Akbar Nawaz's team punish Chiangrai United for their wastefulness? They have had quite a few half chances, Chiangrai United, a lot of long shots that have been a touch on the aimless side. Daniel Bennett, by the way, replacing Bayhaki Kaizan. Almost through to Sivakorn, the player who scored the only goal in the 1-0 win for Chiangrai over Tampines Rovers in the second match day. Shinafat Leo, one of the Thailand team that won the Southeast Asian Games at the under-23 level in 2017. Here is Ekanit. On the diagonal to Wasan Homsen. And the shot was wayward from Sivakorn. Played 9 times for the national team. That was a well-judged run from Wasan Homsen. Quite a few offsides against Chiangrai United in the first half. Not too much from Kapitovic, but in the eye of the referee it was too much. Wozniak might have just had a slightly nervous moment there as he clattered into the back of Sivakorn. Ryan Sanizal, that was a bold gambit, shall we say, and he got away with it. Yes. It's very slight. Kapitovic. Nakamura. That's a nice idea. Direction of Mehmedovic. Mehmedovic and Kapitovic almost getting in each other's way, but it's the creative Mehmedovic who keeps the ball and keeps it well. Oh, wasted. To the irritation, evidently, of the 26-year-old striker. That was a dangerous ball from Rudy to play. Daniel Bennett, who's played over 600 appearances, or made over 600 appearances, I should say, for many clubs that he's spent time at across a most distinguished career in Singapore, and also a brief spell in Wales. And playing the ball quite short and intricately around their own area, Tampines Rovers, and one wonders if they're at some point going to get caught out by that. Not looking entirely comfortable doing it. Wassan, space. Sivakon to Wassan. Corner kick. Just for a moment there was a tantalising amount of space for Sivakon Tiatrakun. Corner is dealt with by Kapitovic, and then by Tan. Medovic trying to bring it forward, but it's stolen back by Pidawat. Sanizal, Yawan Shah. Yasir Hanapi, and it is with Bosniak. And there has been a lack of potence in both penalty areas. One thing that we have learned from watching Chiangrai United is they don't need to have too many chances in order for Bill to convert. But he's already had one splendid chance in this match. And he was unusually indecisive. It was not a confidently struck penalty kick. Wassan. Bill getting it back, it's Bill, it's a good chance. Oh, that's superb defending. Ekanit, Wassan, and Sivakorn's shot has gone behind, but the credit must go to Irfan Najib. Oh, hang on a moment. Just a little kerfuffle. I think the corner kick has been given. And that is why, no doubt about it. And it's why Rudy was desperately reaching for the ball. But before that, substitute 21-year-old Irfan Najib did ever so well to stop Bill. It's really well played from the captain. Oh, he then gives it away. Wassan, he's getting a lot of space. Wassan Homsen, just touched barely by Bennett, but enough. Bill. And once again, it is Najib who stops the danger. young man who's played 8 times in the Singaporean Premier League for Tampines Rovers. Headed away at the near post by Yasir Hanapi. They haven't done a good job, Chiangrai, in beating the first defender from the corner kick. Itiwat, Bill taking it down from Shinavat, and then Cho with a wild swing. 16 shots from Chiangrai United. Not exactly a surfeit of opportunities on target, though. No point in Bill even attempting to play that. That's why he just trudged back. Nakamura, who started his career at Jeff United in his home prefecture of Chiba. Bosniak. Nervously but successfully defended by Chiangrai United, but now the opportunity for the cross from Irwan Shah. Goes behind for a corner kick. Cho Ji-hoon keeping an eye on Boris Kapitovic. Daniel Bennett is up as well, as you'd expect in this kind of position. He can be very dangerous. Goalkeeper does really well. That's excellent from Solomon Anuin. Nakamura. Good ball out to Hanapi. Just overhits it from Amedovic. Comfortably cleared by Shinavat Leo, who attended the private Catholic school Assumption College, which has a strong football team and has played at every youth level for Thailand, but not yet for the national team at senior level. Kapitovic better on the end of those than providing them. All the way back to the impressive teenager Sanizal. Sharp. Not far off double his age. 2019, such a fantastic year for Chiangrai United, winning the title for the first time, having been promoted to the top flight 9 years before that. As there's space here for Kapitovic to provide Bosniak, which he does, and Brunner Sosa plays it safely away. Irwan Shah. Kamura. Sanazal going down. He's only played a handful of times in the league for Tampines this season. Just trodden on by Bill, whose challenge was clumsy rather than malicious, one suspects. Well, this is the change that Chiangrai United are want to make when they need a little creative injection. Felipe Amorim, the 30-year-old from Brasilia, who joined this season from Suphanburi. Second team in Thailand after leaving Fluminense in 2019. And he scored in the 6th minute of the impressive 1-1 draw with Gamba Osaka. Again, playing with a degree of looseness in front of their own goal. And again, getting away with it. Shah given away to his opposite number, some kid Shamnasil, who's come on. Clear foul on Kapitovic, as here is Armin Bosniak. He can play in a more central role if required. Indeed has done that for some of the clubs that he's represented. Tanasak Sisai, the player who was replaced for some kid Jamnansil. So evidence that Chiangrai United are going to be a little more attacking as we are well into the last 30 minutes of normal time at the Lokomotiv Stadium in Tashkent, Uzbekistan. Bosniak cushions it neatly to Kapitovic, who holds it up well back to Shah. Bennett. substitute, Najib. Jumping was Kapitovic, but losing out to Brine Sosa. Sivakon spotting the substitute, Somkid. Bill. Still Bill, blocked by Sanizal. A little bit more openness coming into the game now. That was optimistic from Bosniak, hoping for the foul. Sivakon. Shenapat. Was it once more? It's a nice flick over the top. Can they provide the cross? No is the answer, resoundingly. And another change sees Fazrul Nawaz coming on, the very experienced striker. Mark Ryan Tan, who's been quieter in the second half, coming on. A player who has appeared as a substitute in all of the group stage games. 36-year-old Nawaz only played a couple of times in the league this season. Hasn't scored since 2019 for Hougang United, but has played almost 90 times for the national team. Goodness, Rudy living dangerously, shall we say. Bosniak, oh, he's done well. And the ball out wide to Charles looked like it was the right one, but instead went out to the other flank and might get some joy from it. It's blocked behind by Surya Singmui. The 26-year-old. Crucial touch that he got there to send that behind. Corner for Tampines Rovers. Bennett will fire it. Good save, Soronon. He can't have had great visibility. Oh, nasty old collision there between a couple of players, or a few players really. The two Tampines Rovers players just went flying into each other. Let's have another look at it. Sanizal and Nakamura, oh, they really did absolutely thump into each other. On the subject of things that were thumped, that one from Daniel Bennett. Meanwhile, changes to be made. Well, certainly, as Sanukran Tinjom comes on, good to see Sanizal back on his feet after that heavy collision with Kyoga Nakamura. Hyoga Nakamura also standing up. Foul was given against Chiangrai United for the challenge that led to the two going into each other. So it will be Mehmedovic. Sanizal back on the pitch. Nakamura not quite yet. Just being told to wait by the fourth official. Soronon called into action earlier from Daniel Bennett's strike. Mehmedovic makes it very easy for the 27-year-old. Cho. From one flank to t'other to Wasan Homsen. Chinafat. Flicked on by Sivakorn and played in the direction of the captain. What a stop from Rudy Pidiwat, testing the reserve goalkeeper, who's had a very good game. Felipe Amorim's pass, but that's alert from Zulfairo's Rudy. He could easily have misjudged that and given away a penalty kick. Felipe Amorim to Bill, blocked by Sanizal and played into the back of the net with a flourish by Felipe Amorim. The player that they brought on to be the creative force turns out to be the finisher. It is his second goal in this season's Champions League, and it is Tampines Rovers 0, Chiangrai United 1. That's a lovely finish from Felipe Amorim. Bill's shot blocked by Sanizal, and he didn't thump it, he stroked it. Beautiful control of the ball. Well, he's never actually scored domestically in the country he's based in now, but he has got a couple of goals in continental competition. The deadlock broken. It might be the case that Tampines Rovers have had their spirits broken. Cho, he really is desperate to score today. Last goal was in March in the 3-2 win against Muangthong. It was his first goal for 8 years, only the second of his career. He's playing like a man who thinks he scores 20 a season. Oh, that is excellent play from Bosniak. Then challenged with real strength by Brunner Sosa, and it has hurt Bosniak. And then there was a rather needless challenge from Mehmedovic afterwards, and that's led to rather needless behaviour from Cho, and it's all become daft. And a few things more indecorous in football than when everyone feels as though they need to get involved in a situation. I mean, it was a crude challenge from Zahedin Mehmedovic. And the referee was quite right to take the action that he did. But then there was a whole rigmarole of inflammatory nonsense after it. It's Chiangrai United who are finishing the game with greater purpose and looking as though they're going to conclude their campaign with 8 points if everything finishes as it currently is. Bill just found a little space away from Bennett, crossing it for Sivakorn. Missed by Shinovat, and that provides a chance for Kopitovic. And he spots Bosniak, who still has an awful lot to do. Comes off Cho. Mehmedovic. They just cannot get that ball to Kopitovic in front of goal. And we are actually getting an enjoyable conclusion to this game, because the goal has forced Tampines Rovers into a much more enterprising method of play, and that will become perhaps a touch of desperation as they seek just to get a point on the board. Bill, oh dear. Well, I think he'll be happy the flag's up. Yeah, well offside. Earlier on, Armin Bosniak deflecting it off Cho. There weren't really any serious claims for the penalty kick there. Half-hearted thoughts for a moment that maybe they might get a handball. It would have been mightily harsh. It's 1-1 in the game between John Book Motors and Gamba Osaka. Gamba trailed at half-time, but hit back shortly after with a goal from Patrick. So it could well be that Chiangrai United finish just a couple of points behind the Japanese side, which would be a really very impressive campaign. Unless Tampines Rovers can secure their first ever AFC Champions League points. Goal scorer Felipe Amorim flicks it on. It's a chance here for the substitute. Sanokran maybe took a little too long. Running with real purpose, Armin Bosniak. Mehmedovic wanting the ball was the captain Yassir Hanapi on the flank, and it went out to the other wing. He's barking instructions to his teammates to get back into position. Bill, is he going to get there? He most certainly is. That's just the sort of thing he does. Making up for failing to convert from 12 yards. He gets a little closer to goal this time, and he puts the ball in the back of the net. It's Tampines Rovers 0, Chiangrai United 2. Bill with his third goal of the campaign. And with that, Zainuddin Mehmedovic comes off. Being replaced by Muzaifa Aziz, 27-year-old. More on him in a moment as we look back at Bill's well-judged finish. He got in front of Irwan Shah. That's the sort of goal he's been scoring for about 20 years. It looks almost certain now that Tampines Rovers are going to conclude their AFC Champions League inaugural group stage campaign with no points. Can they add to the solitary goal scored by Daniel Bennett against Gamba? Sanukran Tinjom, the substitute, or one of the substitutes. It will be restarted by Fazrul Nawaz. It's a fascinating distinction of having won a Southeast Asian Games bronze medal, just as his dad did, but in different sports. His dad was a boxer in the 1970s. Bosniak. Nakamura. Najib. Soranon Anuin. Hasn't had an overly demanding gaming goal. He's played well. I could say that both of the goalkeepers haven't done too badly. Bosniak. He's a little too far ahead of Yassir Hanapi. Nakamura. Bosniak again, player who joined this season from Balkani in the Kosovan top flight. Goalkeeper has a good claim, and he certainly was fouled by Fazrul Nawaz. And it will be the end of Bill's time in the AFC Champions League this season. Also coming off is Sivakon Theatrakun. Paradon Patapon, 19-year-old, coming on along with Karawin Sawadi by the looks of things. Just a reminder of why play stopped, the foul by Nawaz. And the cross from the substitute, Sanukran Tinjom, beautifully played. And finished by the now departed Bill. Sodanon. A little too much power on it for some kid, Shamnansir. had a decent go at it, Tampines Rovers. Didn't have too many clear-cut chances. That gentleman there, Daniel Bennett, had one of the best ones. Can they do anything in the last several minutes now? Yassir Hanafi, 32-year-old and captain. Foul on Kopitovic by the 19-year-old Paradon Patapon. And he made his first league appearance for the club back in February, coming on as a stoppage time substitute against Strat. And just his second appearance in the Champions League as well. Also on as a substitute is Karawin Sawadi, nearing 16 and making his move forwards. Something of a super sub, not that they need one right now. An overhit by Sanukran. Adam Reefty coming on for Irwan Shah. Young player, only played once in the league, the last 10 minutes of a 7-0 win against Young Lions in April, and making his AFC Champions League debut. He's been on the bench for all 5 games, so really one suspects this is Akbar Nawaz's way of rewarding his patience. In the end, it was 2 moments of very different quality but comparable quality. A super goal from Felipe Amorim from distance, and then a close range finish from Bill. Pidiwat, very good goal from distance. Well, they spent a large part of the game, especially the first half at Chiangrai United, hitting it from well outside the box, and you know what? Persistence pays off. Tampines Rovers 0 at Chiangrai United 3. They finally got one. It is the skipper with his first ever AFC Champions League goal. First goal for a couple of years as well in any competition. That might be an agonising one for Rudy to watch again. Oh, did rather just drift through his fingertips. But don't ask, don't get. It was worth a try from Pidiwat, perhaps sensing that there was some fatigue, both mentally and physically, at the end of the game. And all in all, a rather disheartening conclusion for Tampines Rovers. Plenty of space for Pidiwat. Felipe Amorim has a few options. Decided he was the best one himself. First to every single ball at the moment, the team from Thailand. Here's Pidiwat. Somkid. Just really flowing with confidence. Pidiwat wasn't fouled. Tampines Rovers refuse to give up. They go in pursuit still of what would just be their second goal in the Champions League proper. Well into the 4 additional minutes. Bennett goes back to to Fairuz Rudi. He's had something of a tough old second half after such a strong conclusion to the first. How fortunes can change quickly in elite level sport. Bennett. It's well played by Kapitovic, just didn't get the benefit of the second touch, and Wassan comes across to help out Brener Sosa. Well controlled by Somkid. Well, we've seen a lot of very positive things from Chiangrai United of Thailand in this AFC Champions League 2021. They will go no further. But they've made life very difficult. And they're going to finish just a single point behind, as things currently stand, Gamba Osaka. And indeed, the Jeonbuk Motors game has finished as a 2-1 win to the side from Korea Republic. Modu Barrow with a very late winning goal. Comfortable for Solonon. Tampines Rovers have had a very tough time of things in the AFC Champions League 2021, but they have undoubtedly developed as a football team courtesy of playing these sorts of matches. This one against Chiangrai United, not as close as the first time the sides met. It finishes Tampines Rovers 0, Chiangrai United 3. Two late goals from Bill and from the captain Pediwat after Felipe Amorim's excellent goal broke the deadlock on 75 minutes. Plenty of respect from each side to the other. Entertaining football. Second half certainly had a real sense of attack and counter-attack, of parry-riposte to it after a much quieter first half. And it brings to a close Group H in the 2021 AFC Champions League, and it will be Chiangrai United who finish in third position, just a point behind Gamba Osaka. It's been a great pleasure having your company for the group stage of the East region of the 2021 AFC Champions League. I've been Ollie Hockben, and until next time, it's farewell.